We're going to also have, of course, a Q&A afterwards. And we just started recording the session, so we can give you, of course, provide you a copy of this presentation and the PowerPoint as well. So please ask away with any questions. I know some of you attended our presentation last week. This will be a lot more detailed as to what the student's perspective of looking at our services and how to assist them with our support and the links and tutorials that we provide and created for our students. So I hope this really helps, and thank you again for joining us. But let's get started. Okay, so these are our student advisory services. The Student Service Department here at CIU is committed to provide the highest level of support while students strive to reach their academic goals. The Student Service team answers all questions from having problems logging into your Student Learn Center, navigating through the student portal, to cheering students on. So we're the student's first point of contact. And again, myself, Eddie Hernandez, I'm the advisor for students with the last names A through K, and David is the advisor for the students L through Z. However, you've probably noticed in helping our students already, both of us are available to assist all students as well. And so no matter if the last name is, at times we do service all of our students. Okay, so today the way we provide students orientation is through 3 sections entitled Ready, Set, Go. In the Ready section, we have we're going to review the student portal, the Learn Center, course room, and e-textbook. We're going to skip over APA format actually. In the Set section, we're going to review tutorial, technology requirements, and registration. And in the Go section, we're going to review attendance. We're actually skip over intelligent partnership, assistance and support, and not going to review study partner and ID cards as well. I'm going to skip over a couple things and go into just exactly what the students it will be necessary required for assistance. Actually, I want to confirm one thing. We are sharing our screen, but however, it seems from audience view, it's not viewable. Can you confirm you can see our screen? It's a PowerPoint presentation. You should be seeing the words Ready, Set, Go. You can? Okay. We're a little worried. Please let us know if you cannot see the screen. Chime in and use the chat box. Nobody's muted, so please let us know also if any audio or visual issues. Or also if we need to slow down as well. This is time to ask questions, and it's a small group setting, so ask away with any questions regarding our presentation. Okay, so what you're seeing here is the login screen for the student portal. So all new and current students currently log in through this link with their username and password as well. And if the student forgets their password, they can select Forgot Your Password with the link provided on the screen. They can also submit a help desk ticket and contact an advisor for a password reset. At the end of our presentation today, we're going to review that further in detail. It'll be one of the questions that many students do have when they log in for the first time, or even current students. So we'll talk more about that towards the end of our presentation. But it is a very one of our most used student questions as well. So one also note regarding a student's username and password is that they're provided the username when they apply. It's the first letter of their first name and the first 2 letters of their last name, so it's 3 initials. And then the password they created during the application process, so they should remember it. But of course, some students do forget, and that's why we have the support screen here. And if students do contact over the weekend for password resets, if they don't click Forgot Your Password and that's not working, they'll be contacting Student Services and the help desk for assistance. Once they do log in, the student portal is the administrative headquarters. And so this is not yet where they go to class. Students log in here first to review their grades as well and make payments. But the Learn Center, the sign-on to log in successfully in the Learn Center is located in the student portal. So if a student says they're in the portal, which is very important, is that then they go to the Learn Center. And in the top right corner of the student portal screen, all new and current students will have an icon that says Go to Learn Center, which they are to click as well to go into their course room. Now, also in the student portal, there are official forms. So when students ask regarding a leave of absence request form or official transcript and grade appeal form as well, academic honesty statement, SAT policy or the student ID card request, they can be directed to their student portal for this information. And if they have any further questions regarding these forms, they would contact the Student Services Department as well, in particular for leave of absence request form. But all those documentation and instructions are provided to the students in their student portal under Forms in the drop-down menu to the left of their website, their student portal website. And then also the Learn Center itself, this is a snapshot of the Learn Center, a homepage of the Learn Center. So once they're in here, this is different than the portal, it's a separate window. This is where a student goes to class. This is where they can access and communicate with other students. They can communicate with faculty and use our resources and services online. So this is primarily where students will be accessing throughout their time at CIU and throughout the week. So for example, this is where attendance is monitored as well, and where students are to post as well. So this is very important, and students have access to that at all times, anytime during the week, at every hour, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. One note we just let you know regarding there's a red clock that students see every time they log in, and they are aware that our services during Monday through Friday are under Pacific time zone, as would instructors. So that's noted to the student when they log in and before they get started as well. Now, what you're seeing here on your screen is a sample the course room as well. This is actually a snapshot of an MBA level course called MKT 517 Marketing. So this is what a course room looks like. So once they go into the Learn Center, they'll access their course under My Courses, and we'll show that live in a tutorial shortly. But one thing we do highlight in the second screen here is the e-textbook, and that's a very a popular question students have, both as new and even current, is asking, where is my textbook? Where is my textbook? How do I access that? Where is it? Because every student and every program has an ebook link in their homepage for their course room where they can download the ebook, and they have access to that immediately when they have access to the course. So this is what an ebook looks like on our next screen. So when they register, and first of all, they actually do create an account with VitalSource. So new students create a link with VitalSource, and the current students have already reviewed this as well. It's a great embedded ebook as well. The snapshot has a table of contents. They can highlight actually in their ebook in their account as well, and print out pages as well, I believe 10 at a time. So they will always have their ebook available to them. Even if they're offline, they can download it beforehand on their app. There's a VitalSource app, and they can complete their reading offline too. One thing that we're going to be including as well to you is that some students do sometimes ask the information to purchase a hardcover copy. So students, the CIU does not provide the paper copies or hardcover copies directly to students for the purchase. They can purchase those, at their leisure, independently from other websites. It's not a requirement to have the hardcover copy, but some students do ask, but they will always have access to the ebook in every program and every course as well. And then also, you'll be receiving this as well. The VitalSource has also their own support website and link, and their own tutorials So students are aware of this, but we'll, of course, provide you this information. So if students do ask, they can utilize their services as well. The ebook is compatible with iPads and most devices. So if there are any concerns with compatibility, of course, they can review VitalSource's website. That completes our Ready section. Before we get to our tutorial, David will go through a live tutorial, and both of us will answer questions regarding our tutorial. Are there any questions so far on the student portal, the Learn Center, the course room, the e-textbook, and anything that we've covered so far that we can help clarify? Because logging in is a very critical question we get from students, both on the weekend and of course, during the week. All right, Blossom asks, what is the ETA for a password reset issues to be solved if asked? That's a great question. So ideally, the student should select forgot password on their website. And once they're prompted to forgot password, they'll be asked security questions that they completed when they applied. And once they complete those security questions, within minutes, automatically, they'll get their password emailed to them by our services, our Learn Center, and so forth, our system, I guess you can say. Now, if that doesn't work, and they go through the help desk or they go through us, we tell students within 24 hours it can be reset as well, especially if it's after office hours as well, within 24 hours as well. One thing that's important. That's why we encourage students to select forgot your password initially instead of going directly to the help desk, because it's faster to select forgot your password. It's not necessary to go and do the help desk. Case by case basis, maybe that may not work for a student, but if they have to go through us or additional services like yourselves or our help desk, we inform them that within 24 hours we can have their password reset. But we really do encourage students to select forgot your password on the website, because that is much faster to achieve their password.
So just to clarify, if the student resolves or goes into the portal, which I'm going to show you, and they follow the forget password link, that can be, the ETA for that is immediate, or there's no ETA actually, because they can resolve it right away. Now, if that doesn't work, and if they send an email to helpdesk@caluniversity.edu, then that will take maybe around 24 hours approximately. We do have a person that will be following up with all the help desk tickets. So if on the weekend you do receive those questions, all you need to do is say, okay, not a problem, can you email helpdesk@caluniversity.edu? And then they'll help them, because they'll take care of it. All right. Any other questions for this segment? Great question, Blossom. All right. Sounds good. So then, oh, sure.
Okay, Blossom asks, after seeing the list of forms, I was wondering if there's a form to notify CIU if the student is going to delay for payment installment. That's a great question. There's not a form for that actually at this time as well. That's a great point. We'll discuss that with our student account department. And this is the second part of the question is, how many times can a student pay fees late? Honestly, it's probably a case-by-case basis. That's a great question for our student account department. We'll inform them of that, but yeah, at this time, there's no form for that as well. Students have direct contact with our account bursar and student account department, and it's really case-by-case basis depending on what the agreement was initially. But that's a great question. We'll inform that to our student account department as well. Over the weekend, you know, it's not actually a question we get very often, the student services department, or over the weekend. but it may come up. So we'll ask student account department if there's what's the entire protocol when students do ask if they're going to delay their payment. That's an excellent question. We'll follow up on your behalf, Blossom.
Yeah, and actually, Blossom, we don't answer any questions about student accounts. So all you need to do is a great question. Let me transfer you over, and all you do is transfer over to someone in student accounts, and they can leave a voicemail. That way, you don't get in the weeds of payments and all that. Just say that you transfer over to the department, and we'll provide you those phone numbers so that you can transfer over. This way, you don't have to worry about answering any questions regarding student accounts or payments. But great question. Any other questions in the set segment right now? All right, so then we'll move forward with our set segment. Thanks so much, Naaman and Brian. We're going to move forward with our set segment, which we're going to be covering a tutorial. So, all right, so let's go into the website. The first thing that you'll see is the student portal. This is where the actual students review the administrative headquarters, as we like to call it. And again, so that you can just get a visual picture, students use two websites. One is the student portal, which is here. Second, Learn Center. That's it, two websites. So at any time, if a student's on the phone and saying, I can't access my course, ask them, where are you? Are you in your portal or are you in your Learn Center? That way you get a sense of where they're at. And we're going to be covering that. Again, so this is the portal login, as you can see here, username, password, and this is where we were mentioning about forgetting password. So if students ask you a question about, oh, I forgot my password, just say, hey, do you want to click on the link? I forgot your password. If it doesn't work, just tell them, email the help desk at caluniversity.edu. Very straightforward. All right, so you logged in to your student portal. This is what it looks like for the students. Again, if they have any questions regarding academics, oh, I don't know what my schedule is, point them to their portal and then point it to the academics. If they ask you, oh, I want to know what my course is next term, just mention, hey, go into student portal, go to the academics tab and review the degree audit. You'll be able to see all of your courses you're registered in. View their grades as well. View your class schedule. So all the information that they want about academics pertaining grades, GPA, what's my next course in the next 3 weeks, whatever it is, send them here and they should be able to locate it. The next thing you might get some questions on is personal information. Hey, they may say, hey Brian, hey Blossom, I need to change my personal information. Where can I do that? Send them to the student portal, send them to your profile here, and then they can update their personal information here. Or just have them send an email to myself or to Eddie, and we'll send them a form. It's very easy. So this is their information here. Finances, any question on finance, like I was mentioned earlier, you don't have to answer anything on finances, just either transfer over the call to one of our student accounts representative, or again, point them to the finances tab here. Forms, if they're looking to time some special form, maybe they ask you like, I'm looking for a form, I don't know where it is, send them to a student portal again, tell them to go to the forms. Leave of absence request, FERPA release authorization, request for an official or unofficial transcripts, grade appeal, or for the students to request an ID card. So a lot of the things that they might want to find or retrieve is in the student portal. So make sure that you tell them, review the portal, because most likely it'll be there. All right, so that's the student portal. So the student logged into this student portal successfully. Now, what do I do to log into my actual course? You are going to select on Go to Learn Center here. It's going to prompt you to a second page, and it's going to prompt you to select the Go to Learner a second time. Now, one of the things that we always have a problem with is that students cannot disable their pop-up blockers here. So a lot of times what happens is that they're telling you, I can't access my course and I'm already in the portal and I'm clicking on the link. Well, it won't work because they're not disabling their pop-up blocker. So if that's happening, let them know, remind them, well, are you disabling your pop-up blockers? And if they say no, well, maybe you should try it out. And if they don't know how to do it, you know, tell them to look it up on YouTube. There's a lot of great tutorials on disabling pop-up blockers in all type of browsers. If they can't do it, just, again, direct them to send an email to help desk, and then help desk will be able to help them as well. All right, so then you click on the second link here, go to Learn Center, and it'll open up actually this page here. So you click on here, it takes you here, the Learn Center. This is where the student will actually be able to access their course for the term. And I know Richard already has some experience on this because he's reviewing a course H100. So this is what that looks like. One of the things that maybe a question you may ask is time zone. So because we have students from all around the world, and we work with people from all around the world, just like you all. So our official time zone is U.S. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure that, you know, keep that in mind. All right, so once the student logs into their Learn Center, they will be able to access their course by selecting My Courses here, right on top here. When they hover their pointer over to My Courses, a drop-down menu will appear, and they'll be able to access their first course. For this presentation, I'm going to pull up the first courses, ACE100. And this is what that looks like. And I'm just going to show you briefly what that looks like. You don't really need to know the details because I don't want you to get overwhelmed with the amount of information. Even now, sometimes every course is different. So, you know, just let them know at any time, you know, important course information, the syllabi at any time. If you have any questions regarding courses, even Eddie and myself, we just tell them, have you read the syllabus? And if they say no, point them to go and review the syllabus, because the syllabus will have all the important course information to understand the flow and the expectation of the class. So always refer them to the syllabus, and every course will have a syllabus. Instructor information. They may be asking you, I'm trying to reach my instructor. I don't know who my instructor is, or what my email, or what their email contact information is. Again, point them to the course and then point them to the syllabi. That will have the instructor information, and in the form, it will have instructor information. In addition to all this PowerPoint that we're going to be sending you in the recording, we will also send you a list of instructors with their email. So if you have a student that's asking you a question about instructor information, all you need to do is email the student and attach the document. You can have a list of all instructors with their email and contact information. Course utilities, just general information for the student in the course. Additional resources. Once in a while, you might get some questions regarding Grammarly. It's just a tool basically for students to write better. It's in the writing enhancement platform. If you ever have any questions, if the student have any questions regarding Grammarly, again, tell them to send an email to helpdesk@caluniversity.edu, because they may have, there's maybe more than one issue. So Grammarly, they can access Grammarly through the course, and they will be sent. One thing about Grammarly that I do have to clear is if a student is trying to access Grammarly and they can't, if they have any questions that from a student telling you, I want to log into Grammarly and I don't know how to log in, can you please help? Tell them that they have received an email with the Grammarly information, because that's how they have access to Grammarly for the very first time. They will receive an email from an IT department and giving them access to Grammarly. So just remind them of that. Tell them to go and check their emails. If they say, oh, I didn't receive anything, tell them to email helpdesk@caluniversity.edu. Again, try to outsource everything to help desk, because they'll be able to help them. We even do that here as well. All right, so going down the course, now we get to the actual meat of the course. What are students expected to do? As you can see, I'm just going to give you just a overview, big picture overview, nothing specific. They have the biography statement that they need to do. They have reading assignments that they need to do, lessons or unit presentations, and then the locations to submit their assignments, their exams, everything is in the unit 1. So if any students ask, I don't know where to submit my assignment, or I don't know where to take my quiz, or I don't know where to take my exam, tell them to go out into their course and to go to the unit 1 section. And then there you'll be able to find their information. Everything that they need is going to be in their course, everything. So just point it to the Learn Center. Some other questions that you may get going back to the Learn Center is some resources. Let them know that we do have the Writing Center, we have the Student Resource Center. Oh, actually, let me just clarify one thing, because you will be getting this question. VeriCite, plagiarism. That's something that we get, that's something that students always ask about. You maybe get a few calls about VeriCite. What is VeriCite and what should you know? First things first, VeriCite is found in Student Resources under the Student Resource Center, and all students have access to this. So once you select that, you scroll all the way down, and you will find the Plagiarism Scanner. So basically, team, this is a scanner, and what it does is that every single document that all the students here at CIU submit to their instructor is automatically scanned by this scanner, VeriCite. And what VeriCite does is that it looks throughout the entire World Wide Web for any plagiarism. So if students are copying and pasting from any website, this tool will find it. So what we recommend students always is to scan their document in the VeriCite first before they submit to their instructor or in their course in the Unit 1 that we talked about. So we tell them to go to the Student Resource Center, go open up the VeriCite Plagiarism Scanner, and upload their document there. And it's very easy. They open this, and all they need to do is either drag the document, or they can upload it. And it's very easy. As you can see here, some reports. And basically, when they submit, they'll get a percentage. Now, we have a university policy that all submissions have to have no more than 15%. So as you can see here, this assignment, for example, has 0% plagiarism, good to go, can submit it. This one here, 12%, good to go, submit it. This one, it's actually a really good example, look. So you guys can see what I'm talking about. So Sarah Lai, right, this student right here, this student submitted this assignment, e-commerce, and she got a 23%. Now, she knows that there's a 15% policy, a threshold that she needs to meet. So at this point, if she submits this document to her class and has 20%, the instructor can be like, I'm not grading it or redo it, right? So this is what the student did. She scanned it, she got her report, and if she opens up, it actually gives you a full report, highlights the section. And then, so what she did is she got the 20%, she went back, she edited her paper, she resubmitted, Sarah Lai, same paper as you can see here, and now she got 12%. Guess what? She made it through the 15% threshold. Now she knows that when she submits to the instructor, she's gonna get 12%. So I hope that's clear to everybody. Again, if you get too much into detail, students really need to get like some specifics, tell them to email the help desk. But is there any questions right now about this VeriCite? Because we do get a lot of questions about the VeriCite Plagiarism Scanner. Any questions? Let me know. Put them in the chat box, or all through your audio. But just so that everybody's on the same page, okay? So it's very easy. Any point, if you get any questions about that, tell them to go to VeriCite to scan the paper that is in the Learn Center. Tell them to email the help desk. But that's the plagiarism. So basically, that's pretty much it. We have an online library that is found in the Learn Center, LIRN. This is where they're able to retrieve journal articles so that they can perform they can write their papers. Everything that they need is in the LIRN. They should all have access to that. In addition to that, if they do have access to the Learn Center, if they tell you, I'm in the Learn Center now, but I can't submit my document, there's also a technical support link here. All they need to do is click on technical support. So this is in addition to them actually emailing directly to helpdesk@caluniversity.edu. They select that help desk support. It'll open up this new tab, and it welcomes you to the support center. And all they need to do is open up a new ticket. They open up a new ticket, they fill out the information, they submit or create a ticket, and then they'll get an email confirming their submission of the ticket, and then they can check the status of that ticket. So that is open to that as well. So that pretty much wraps it up for the Learn Center. Again, always point them to, to there's any questions about academics, point them for them to ask their instructor. Any questions about Resource Center or the Learn Center that you can't answer, tell them to email help desk. Push back a lot of the things, don't feel overwhelmed. All right, so then we're going to go back to the presentation and wrap up this segment with our awesome sounds. All right, so that was our tutorial. All right, technology required 1.0. So we are an online institution, as you all know. So we need a reliable internet connectivity or connection. We recommend always Google Chrome because a lot of our websites and resources are very compatible to Google Chrome. So we also recommend students to have Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint because a lot of assignments do require that. Adobe Acrobat Reader, PDF, webcam and microphone or external headset, very important. Again, technical support, help desk at caluniversity.edu. So the moral of the story today, if we could take anything today, team, is any questions, if you can't answer them, tell them to email help desk at caluniversity.edu and they will help them. And there's our cool computer here. All right, course registration, just so you guys can get a little bit of understanding what that looks like. At CIU, throughout 1 year, 2017, 2018, 2019, there's 8 terms in 1 academic year, and each course is 6 weeks. Each week is a unit. During the first week of the term, right now we are in the first week of the term. It started on Monday, it ends on Sunday, Unit 1. The students are able to add or drop a course. So over the weekend, this Sunday or Saturday, you may get calls with students informing you, I want to drop my course, I want to cancel my program, not a problem. Let them know. Tell them to email their enrollment advisor or tell them to email their student advisor so that we can get written documentation. That's it. Again, we always recommend students to contact their student advisor for any changes in the first week. And we have a catalog for that too. All right, well, that wraps up our segment, and we covered the tutorial, technology requirements, and registration. I'm going to open it up again for any questions regarding this segment. Any questions, team? Blossom, Brian, Christine, Amanda, Richard?
Yes, Naman, what was your question?
What is your question, Naman?
Is the time for a course set? That's a great question. So the start of every term, to one specific time zone, that the access of their next course or their new course begin basically in midnight Pacific time as well. So by the stroke of midnight of the new term or any course, let me actually reverse that. So the course itself is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So for new courses as well, moving forward or at the start of the term, they have access to that course immediately at the start of that start date, every Monday, midnight Pacific time as well. So I don't think you get very many questions regarding that as well. But another thing is that courses are term by term. So they only have access to the course that they're enrolled in at that time as well. That's within 6 weeks. So yeah. I hope that answers your question. I see another question.
No, so I think Aman's question is if it's set. So to answer your question, Aman, yes, it is set. So they have 6 weeks to complete the course, and it can't be shortened. Even if they complete the whole course earlier, they still have to wait because everything is automated to register for the next term. So it is set, and they cannot complete the work in a lesser time or in fewer weeks than 6 weeks. Everything is set already.
So some students may work ahead as well, and students can request an extension called an incomplete as well. But that's something advisors like myself will follow up them regarding that.
Yeah, great question, Aman.
Yeah.
Any other questions for this segment?
Blossom asks, if the student relogs into the site, does the course start where it's left off the last time? It looks like they may panic and contact us if the course starts over from page 1 at every login. That's a great question. So in the tutorial, you saw the home page of the course room, and there are other students using the same course room. So in terms of their assignments that they're completing on their end, they will start where they left off as well. It's a live course room in which they can update their assignments and their forms at any time. So it is a live time as well, in which they can access and start where they left off to answer your question. Most students do not panic if it looks the same as well. So that wouldn't be much of an issue, but I see what you're saying as well. So they can see the course completion status as well. There's actually check marks after certain tasks that are completed. But the best way the students can view that is by looking at their grades. And one of the tabs you saw is the administration tab, where they can see their grades. And students can always check at the results of their grades as well. And grades are updated Wednesday as well. So there isn't very many questions over the weekend regarding grades or inquiries regarding grades or any panic because of where they left off. The Learn Center is very compatible in having the student understand where they're at, what assignments are due, and what grades they have and where they're at as well. If the students do have some issues in accessing any materials as well, the best answer would be to contact the help desk as well, so that they can assist and ensure they're able to locate any materials in the course room as well.
So yeah, so maybe just to confirm, if they're in the course here, if they're in the Learn Center and you log out and they log out, they will have to go back to the portal and re-log in. But everything is safe. Now, in addition to that, if they are in the course and they're submitting an assignment, what happens is once they completed this, they get a check mark, and they will also get a notification via their email confirming them that this has been completed. So if they ask you questions about, I don't know if I completed my assignment, let them know that they should have received an automated email from the Learn Center to their personal email confirming that they've completed or they've submitted the quiz, the exam here, or the mini writing assignment.
Another great point is that some students have exams. And exams are timed as well. So if you log out of the Learn Center while doing an exam, that is a scenario in which they may lose that attempt, or let's say they lose.
No, they can log in.
They can?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they do lose access to their exam for whatever reason, have them contact the student service advisor.
Yeah, and that's actually a good question. So that's a good, Blossom, you bring up a good question. That would be a good time where if the student's taking the exam, and let's say they have to log out, or it automatically kicks them out of the website, because they have a 2-hour time frame. If they log back in, they'll automatically go back into their exam, and it's still timing them. So they still have those 2 hours available. Great question. You're very welcome. Great question, Blossom. All right, so then we will continue on with our last segment of our orientation today, our training, and Eddie's going to be completing the Go segment of the training.
All right, so in the Go section, we're going to go over attendance. We're not going to discuss the intelligent partnership, and we'll discuss assistance and support. We're going to also skip over study partners and ID cards as well. All right, so attendance is a weekly requirement here at CIU. Some of you already, of course, called students regarding attendance and have seen some of the scenarios and feedback regarding from some of our students. So on the first day of class, all new students, well actually every student, has to submit their biography statement on the first day of class. Some may be submitting it over the weekend and later in week 1, which is fine, but based on their syllabus, they're required to complete it on Monday as well. So that's probably the first assignment, the first question many students get during week 1 is how to and when do I submit my bio? The answer is Monday of every week 1. A couple notes as well regarding attendance. New students who don't participate in week 1 will result in cancellation. And then for every program and every course, unit assignments are due for completion Sunday of each week by 11:55 Pacific time, by midnight. So that's very important. That's why we do have probably a high volume of maybe emails and phone calls Sunday night, Monday morning, because students maybe were not able to submit their assignment by midnight, and that's in every program. So that will be a question we get a lot. And students may have valid reasons for not submitting an assignment, but the due date remains. So they're encouraged to work with their instructor and to contact us if they foresee such an issue as well. So that is a standard across every program at every course that they submit their unit assignments by midnight Sunday. Another note about attendance is that students will be withdrawn after 14 consecutive days of non-attendance. So, and from the calls we received recently and seeing the list for LBA, is that STEM students do all haven't attended for over 14 days. So we do our best with your assistance to assist these students, but after 14 days, we do have the option of withdrawing them based on our policy, particularly if they've provided no feedback and there's no response from the student. Understandably, a student may not be attending for 14 days, even over 14 days for a valid reason. So I think we've seen that in the phone calls you've made recently, and they're transferred to us. But one thing to be aware of is that once they do reach the 14 days, that is a major indicator that they're maybe failing the course, they're falling further behind and going to be withdrawn. So that's an important factor I think many of you have already spoken about as well, and that we're still complying moving forward. And then login questions as well. We indicate here that contact your student service advisor, but moving forward, the previous slide as well, we'll be contacting the help desk and with your assistance as well.
Yeah,
login.
Great. I just want to touch on two things very quickly because I know these are going to be very important for you, for the team. One is this point here, the completion of the assignments on Sunday. So whoever works this week on Sunday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. or whichever time frame Christine has set up for the team, the assignments are due that Sunday, 11:55 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It is the first week of the term. So I do foresee a lot of students calling in, asking about questions about the course. I can't submit my assignment or something about an issue they can't submit. Again, please direct them to reach out to the instructor of the course so that they can assist them. If the instructor can't help them, tell them to email the help desk. But just so that you guys are aware that Sunday you will be getting calls or calls about submissions or things like that. Just direct them to their instructor, direct them to the help desk. I'm going to be providing Christine a list of all the information that she will distribute to the team so that you guys can have that in your records and you guys can provide the information. So just keep that in mind that this Sunday you will be getting calls about submissions. Also, students that, this policy about LDA. I know that a lot of times, right now, you guys have all been working diligently on calling our attendance students, and I thank you so much. We appreciate all the help and support. I did want to just let you know that if you get a lot of pushback from students, all you have to do is just say, hey, you haven't been submitting, we missed your participation. The university has a 14-day policy. If you have any issues, reach out to your instructor. However, we just want to make sure you're okay, things like that. But because what's happening is the same excuses or the same things that they tell you, they tell us. And what our goal is to have them post as a team. It's not just post, but find out what's going on or ensure that they're in good standing with the university by submitting assignments in the course. So just FYI.
And also a student, and we've probably seen this recently as well, some of the reports, a student may say, oh, I already posted. Why am I being called? Understandably, some students may have posted within a couple hours of the report being completed as well. So, that may be correct. So we encourage students, that's great, thank you for the update. We'll inform, of course, your student service advisor. And we'll confirm that as well. Not necessarily could be accurate, but it is common, with the time frame, since the Learn Center is live, things can change within minutes in their attendance. So just something to be aware of as well. And that's why we do review our reports daily as well. And with your support, we've seen a lot of great feedback from our students.
Yeah. And then just let's comment on that. We always support your calls too. We have students calling us and telling us, oh, I got a call from someone from attendance. And, we always say, yes, of course, it's the team that we're giving you a courtesy call to check and ensure that you're okay. And then we basically tell them, if you don't want to receive the calls, please ensure that you are in good standing with the university. So, it's okay to say that, just say that, we care, we want to make sure everything's okay. But that's that for that attendance. And participation of the weekly units are required in each course.
Okay, assistance and support. So like David was mentioning, we've informed earlier, they really are encouraged and really instructed to contact the instructor via email or the phone, located instructor information form. That is one of our more popular questions as well. That's very important, especially when in terms of assignments, not being submitted on time or understanding the assignments as well, to be forwarded to their instructor. And just a note on that, instructors are replying to emails over the weekend. They are replying and expected to reply within 24 hours. As well, we talked about submitting a help desk ticket to the tech support. Students are informed of that as well, and the tech support is, of course, available as well over the weekend. For any other questions such as advising or schedule, a student may request a program change or any additional support that isn't fit under one of those categories. They're encouraged to contact us, myself and David Rodriguez. Gina Borelli is also listed here because as the assistant registrar, she reviews transcripts. So any questions related to transcripts can go, of course, to Gina, and we provide you her contact information as well. Over the weekend, there are many questions regarding transcripts because it's usually just asking, did my transcript come in? What's my evaluation? And only Gina has an update on that from her department. So I don't see that being a major question as well. But if there is, they are encouraged to contact the registrar's office as well. If any questions, don't fall under a certain category, of course, additional support is to myself and David. And if students are in urgent need, we'll be here on Monday to support their needs and talk to them directly as well. So again, I think I mentioned this earlier, both of us, we do divide our students. And what happens is that new students, when they join the program, are introduced to a new advisor, to their advisor, and it's myself or David. But of course, the program goes in, we're both here to assist each student. So if student calls in or you're unsure about their last name, don't worry, we'll talk to them no matter who the last name is.
Thank you so much. And then what I do want to mention is that I know we've been talking about you emailing the students. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be providing Christine with an email and obviously from Microsoft 365, an email with a password so that Christine is able to access that email and give you guys access as well. And we're going to create templates for you all. So, all you need to do is just copy and paste, make it very easy and provide the information. So expect some emails from Christine because we're going to be following up with her with just a lot of additional resources. Oh, and then we're going to be covering some questions, the top 5 questions that students ask so that give them an answer. So we'll start off with the first question. Eddie's going to go over the questions for you.
Okay, so the most popular question, number 1, is how do I log into class? And you saw that in the orientation for a reason, because that is what students always ask no matter what day it is, sometimes no matter what time of the term and so forth. So when a student asks how I log into my class, they are to log in to their student portal with your username and password. And once you log in your student portal, you click Go to Learn Center on the right corner of your screen. You will then be prompted to click Go to Learn Center one additional time with the reminder to enable pop-up blockers. As you saw that there, they'll be asked more time to enable the pop-up blockers. That's very important. And to help the student and provide a tutorial, a YouTube link as well, in which they can see that directly and how to do that, and we encourage you to send that to students. We send that to students as well to ensure they're able to log in successfully. The second question many students ask is, how do I post my biography statement? You log into your Learn Center and access your course. Scroll down to your next unit, select biography statement, type in your biography statement or copy your statement into the text box. Once you complete your statement, select Post to Forum. So that's probably that's the first assignment that every student gets as well. And there's also a tutorial that we forward to students on how to post their bio.
So again, once you have access to email, guess what? All you need to do is, here you go. Send them a YouTube video, or just copy this and put it in there, and then ready to go.
How do I locate my e-textbook? You saw that earlier in our presentation, and you will get these questions, especially during the first week. So the textbook is embedded in your course room. You log in and access your course room, of course. Once you log into your course room, select View Textbook. As you saw the tutorial, it's listed in the course room at the start of the page. For first-time students, you will then create an account with VitalSource Bookshelf. So if they're a current student, they don't have to do that, understandably. Once you create an account, your ebook is accessible. And then also, VitalSource has their own tutorials and features, so you can also encourage students to look at the link to review, because depending on their device, they may look at the compatibility as well. And they have a great website. How do I contact my instructor? As we've been saying, each student as well will typically ask, how do I talk to my instructor regarding their assignment? That's why they sometimes come to us. So the best method to contact instructor is by email. The instructor's email is located in your course room under the Instructor Information Announcements forum as well. I'll review the instructor's forum for additional contact information and policies. And we will also include we're planning on having an instructor contact information attached.
That's right. So we'll provide you the list of current student instructors with their contact information. So if you get any other questions, all you need to do is mail it out and attach a document.
What is my next assignment? That is probably surprisingly a really popular question. Course assignments are listed in your course syllabus, as David reviewed in the tutorial. To download your syllabus, log in and access your course room. Your syllabus is located under important course documents and is a downloadable PDF. So when a student asks, what's my next assignment, what do I do? Syllabus. The syllabus will always tell the student what to do next. So you don't have to provide the student the syllabus, since every course is different. It's encouraged, and the student should be aware that their syllabus will outline each assignment to be completed every week. So it's very, very important as well. So you don't have to ever review syllabus with them. Direct them to their course room to download the syllabus and review what's the next thing on their assignment as well. So that concludes the Ready, Set, Go section as well. And most importantly, now's the time to have any questions as well. We'll be providing you this recording and also a copy of the presentation, probably in a PDF. And we may add a little bit more to it, and with, of course, supplementary materials that David mentioned as well to Christine, to you as well. Thank you again for joining us. But yeah, go ahead and ask any questions. I know Richard is in one of our classes right now.
Yeah. Or Christine, do you have anything to add? Something maybe perhaps that you want us to clarify with your team? Oh, credits.
Credits. Okay, so one question is regarding credits. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's surprising. I'm sorry, that is a question we get a lot. So each course is 3 credits. The exceptions are CCA exams. Exams are not courses. There's some of the programs do have CCA exams. The DBA and the bachelor's degree currently have comprehensive CCA exams. They're not credits. as well. Extension courses also do not have credits attached as well. You'll only see that in the dissertation phase. So I see part of your question is, and how does it work and how is it calculated? So the best way to see a student's calculation of credits is in their degree audit, in their student portal. So once a class is completed successfully with a passing grade, they earn 3 credits. And that is at every program level. Now, understandably, the amount of credits vary from program to program. Bachelor's degree, I believe, is 120. DBA is 60. And then MBA is, no, actually, it's not 45. I'm sorry. It's, I'll take it back from that. MBA credits is actually a different amount of 36. 36. Thank you, David. So you wouldn't, so you probably won't get any questions regarding credits, but I'm glad you brought that up. You know, and they can, of course, if they have questions regarding credits, it's best that they follow up with myself and David, and we'll be coordinating that with Gina Borelli in Registrar's office, depending on the question as well. But one thing that is important is that students don't realize is that when they do not pass a class, they will not receive the 3 credits. So that's very important in their completion of the program. Yeah. So I hope I answered your question regarding credits. I know a lot to cover, and the main thing is that each program has a different amount of credits as well to earn their degree. Is there anything, David?
No, that's a great question. We'll include like just a very overview very quickly about the programs and how many credits, so you guys can get a little understanding of how that looks like. Great question. Another question from Richard.
All right, Richard asked, another question with regards to financial aid. If a student does not qualify, what is the cooling period for the candidate to reapply? Okay, that's an interesting question. So the student does not qualify for financial aid. What usually happens, depending on the student and their discussion, is that they talk to our finance department and set up a separate payment plan. And there's a variety of payment plans offered to the student depending on their circumstances. That typically is addressed before they enroll as well. So, for example, a student may have found out while they're a current student that they no longer qualify for financial aid. That may may happen when they're a current student, and they may have a sense of panic. That may not have been part of their plan. So we really want to address those kind of questions through the financial aid department. But there is no, I guess you can say, cooling period to qualify as well. Ideally, new students who have started and you'd be speaking to have had those issues addressed. But if they do have a question regarding financial aid, that's something that we'd want to direct them to the financial aid department and leave it at that. David and myself do not go into detail with financial aid with students as well. They best to directly to speak to them and financial aid department would have access to their information, such as additional applications and their qualifying status depending on the student. So that's just a great question as well. I don't anticipate that being asked during the weekend because these students are in the program now. But if they are, they're best to follow up with the finance department, and you can let us know, and we can follow up on your behalf. And we'll provide you the contact information for the financial aid department as well. Are there any additional questions? If not, we'll go ahead and conclude our presentation. I think it's just about 11 o'clock actually. Yeah, 11:05. So we conclude the recording. We're going to send this out to you as well with more materials we'll get to Christine as well to provide to you. Thank you again for joining us, and thank you again for all your help meeting with students in the future. Really do appreciate the feedback, your questions, your recent reports, and addressing our students. We've seen some good progress recently, and thanks again.
Yeah. Thanks again, everyone, for all your help. We really appreciate it. And in the weekend, at any time, if there's questions that you don't answer, believe me, we get all the time too. It's like just confirm, hey, great question. let's figure it out together. Let me follow up with your advisor. Let's work together. And, or send me an email or send an email to your advisor. We'll make sure that we answer the question. So if over the weekend, maybe if you feel overwhelmed with all these questions, it's okay. We'll figure it out together. Have them email someone, have them email your advisor or the department. But we're all working together to enhance the student experience here at the university and just have someone that they know that they can contact. So our job this Saturday and Sunday is just for them to give a call and ensure that there's someone there to support them. So again, thank you for everything, for all your help. We look forward to a great start to the term 7 start. I'm also going to include an academic calendar so you guys know what that looks like. We're excited for this partnership, and of course, always communicate your questions to Christine, and we'll make sure that we provide you the answers. Thank you so much. At this point, we are going to be concluding our presentation, and we'll be following up with some emails. Thank you so much. Have a great night. I know right now it's nighttime for you all. Thank you.
All right, good night, everybody.